Your name, your address, and your phone number are floating around the internet. Easy for strangers, scammers, and companies you've never heard of to find. Data brokers and shady databases collect and sell your private details to anyone willing to pay, putting you at risk of nonstop spam, scams, and fraud. You can't stop them from collecting data, but you can control who gets to keep it. That's why I use Incogni. They remove your private information from more than 420 of these sites automatically. And with their unlimited plan, you get total coverage. If you spot your personal details anywhere else online, just send them the link, and their privacy experts will get it taken down. It's the easiest, most complete way to protect yourself and personal life. Right now, you can lock in 60% off with my exclusive deal at privacykim.com. Go to privacykim.com right now and start protecting your privacy. This is so important. Privacykim.com. That's privacykim.com.
You're listening to The Kim Komando Show. Here's Hour 4.
Hey, the next time you go to the doctor, I want you to keep this in mind because doctors and nurses, they're drowning in paperwork, but they're getting a big assist from artificial intelligence. Specifically, get this, Microsoft's Dragon Copilot. It'll draft clinical notes and post-visit summaries for doctors and nurses automatically. Here's how it works. It records every single thing that you say during a visit using what's called ambient listening. That means everything that you say, every offhand comment, casual complaint, or personal detail, it's going to get added to your permanent medical record, whether you want it to or not. So just keep that in mind before you say, hey, doc, now I know how a Muppet feels. And on that happy note, welcome, ladies and gentlemen. It's the Kim Komando Show because, after all, I'm America's beloved digital goddess, Kim Komando, here with you once again. Funny how that works. And we're here to cover everything digital to make sure that you're always tech ahead and never left tech behind in the digital dust. And just a reminder, you can find my award-winning show on over 420 top stations throughout the United States. And, of course, we're streaming in your favorite radio app. Just search for my last name, Komando. And you can also get the Kim Komando Show as a podcast wherever you get your podcasts. Just search for Komando with a big K. And a big hello and salute goes out to all of our listeners on the American Forces Network Radio. You know the drill, reaching over 375,000 U.S. service members in 175 countries and 200 ships at sea get the Kim Komando Show. And I know that you have a few questions about something digital that you need trusted advice because, after all, you can ask AI anything. But when you want good advice, you know that you can depend on that advice. That's why I'm here. 1-888-825-5254 is the easy way to join in on the fun. Or you can always make an appointment to speak with me right here on the show by going to the official homepage of the Kim Komando Show, which is komando.com. And there's a link at the top that says Ask Kim. Every single day I go to at least 30, sometimes 40 or more different sites. I talk to industry insiders. I read the white papers. I test all these new AI tools to make sure that we're both up to date on what's happening in the tech world because everything is now tech, right? So here are 5 things that you need to know about. And we're going to start with Elon Musk. And no matter what you think about him and his companies, Tesla, X, SpaceX, Neuralink, PayPal, he has a reputation for spotting the next big thing before anyone else. So when 82-year-old widower Steve Bucamp saw a video of Musk promoting a business opportunity on social media, he's like, wow, this would be amazing. Now, Steve only joined Facebook a few years ago, but he was convinced that Elon Musk's latest venture was a surefire bet. So he quickly invested $248 to open an account that he thought Musk was endorsing. But within a week, Steve's entire bank account was drained, leaving him with nothing. Now, according to the New York Times, Steve isn't alone. Thousands of deepfake videos featuring a convincing AI-generated Musk have been circulating online, just scamming victims out of billions of dollars. They're so realistic. I mean, they're almost impossible to detect. Here, listen to this clip.
That's how much anyone can earn in our new Tesla coin project, or maybe even more. This needs to be checked. I partially left my favorite companies, Tesla and SpaceX, in order to devote time to a new project.
Yeah, I know. Okay, totally bogus. They're calling one of the biggest deep fakes out there ever. So talk to your loved ones. All right, moving on to number 2. We're talking about fake job postings here because if you're looking for a new job online, it could be difficult. It can drain anyone's spirit. But they have these fake job postings now that are making things even more disheartening. So if you're looking for a job online, 20% of postings simply aren't real, even though the ad may have been placed by a legitimate employer. There could be hundreds, thousands of applicants, but that job listing will just linger online month after month. So why are companies do this? Well, they're looking to maintain a steady stream of new applicants or give the appearance that the company is growing when it's not. So how do you spot the fakes? Well, the longer that the job posting has been listed, the less real it probably is. So my best advice to you is if you're looking for a job, be like Babe Ruth, just swing at everything. Moving on to number 3, you're scrolling through your feed and you see a photo of a man holding his baby, smiling next to his wife. And the caption reads, "Help us find him, please. Brian Push is missing. His truck was found last night with his baby girl inside, but he's nowhere to be found. He's 5'9", 165 pounds, and it takes only 2 seconds to share this post." And you're like, wow, this is horrible. Should I share it? Okay, don't. Here's why. Brian tragically passed away in April. His truck was discovered submerged in a river. The circumstances are still a mystery. The post that you just saw, it is a scam. The scammers took Brian's image, probably from a news story, turned it into bait, and they're just playing on your emotions so that this way you just share it. Now, when you share it, it's going to get in so many shares, maybe 7,000, 10,000 shares. That's when the scammers are going to change that link into be something else. I know. There's just a lot of scams that are happening on the internet. All right, moving on to number 4. In just a few short years, what if someone told you that you not only need just one mobile number, you actually need 2? You're like, oh my gosh, you're crazy. You're nuts. Why would I want to have 2 cell numbers? And you don't need 2 different phones, by the way. But you do need a burner phone number. It's your personal phone number, so this way it's only kept for your closest family members and friends and business associates. So nobody should ever give that out. So the burner phone number is for everyone and everything else. So when a store, delivery service, credit card, they want a phone number, you give them the burner number. This is also great for selling anything online or if you're dating online. So you can do it a few ways. You can buy an inexpensive prepaid burner phone from just about anywhere. You can get a Google Voice number that's free, or you can pay $10 a month for an app like Hushed or Burner. But why? I have a Google Voice number, and you should too. And moving on to number 5, imagine FaceTiming your friend when he's eating a taco across the country in California. It looks so good. You're like, wow, I wish I could taste that taco too. Well, pretty soon, yeah, you might be able to do that. Scientists at Ohio State University have created eTaste. It's a system that lets you taste food remotely. Wow. How does this work? Well, your friend uses a special device that detects the key taste components like sweet and sour and savory flavors in real time as he eats. So this data is then sent wirelessly to your eTaste mouthpiece, which uses chemicals, they say, that are safe to recreate the taco's flavor right in your mouth. Now, here's the deal. Your friend gets the calories. You don't. Now, in tests, participants could distinguish different taste intensities with about a 70% accuracy. Wow. Isn't that something? Speaking of taste, you know it's coming. Why does a shooting star taste better than a comet? Why does a shooting star taste better than a comet? It's a little meteor. Oh, gosh, that would even hurt me.
If you own a home, listen up. This is scary. The FBI is warning about a crime on the rise, home title theft. And it doesn't happen the way you might think. No break-ins, no stolen keys, just a forged signature on a single piece of paper filed with the county. In minutes, criminals can transfer the title out of your name, then use your ownership to drain your equity or even sell your home. The worst part, most people don't know what's happening until they get collection or foreclosure notices in the mail. That's why I trust Home Title Lock. When you visit HometitleLock.com/Kim, you'll get a free title history report and a 14-day free trial of their $1 million triple lock protection, including 24/7 monitoring of your home's title, urgent alerts to changes, and if fraud does happen. Their U.S.-based restoration team will work to restore your title, covering costs up to $1 million. Don't wait. Protect your home and equity today. Get your free 14-day trial at HometitleLock.com/Kim. That's HometitleLock.com/Kim.
Introducing Meta Ray-Ban Display, the world's most advanced AI glasses. With a full color display built into the lens of the glasses, it's there when you need it and gone when you don't. Send and receive messages, translate or caption live conversations, collaborate with Meta AI, and more. Be one of the first to try Meta Ray-Ban Display. Visit meta.com/Meta Ray-Ban Display to book a demo and find your pair.
This episode is brought to you by LinkedIn. Healthcare professionals can lead their careers with LinkedIn. Discover jobs by specialty, preferred shifts, and even desired salary. From mental health therapists to radiology technicians, it's now faster and easier for healthcare professionals to find the right fit. Learn more at linkedin.com/healthcare. Side effects may include faster job placement, improved work-life balance, and increased career satisfaction.
All right, let's see. Oh, so many great things. We're talking about the top 5 words that are used in email scams, a secret Facebook setting to hide your past posts. While you can't cancel any subscriptions if you just cancel your credit card, that magic doesn't work anymore. Oh, and I have a special guest, a gambling guru. Yes, a big YouTuber joining us here on the show. And of course, we have all of your phone calls here on the Kim Komando Show. Hey, just a reminder for you to enter to win the brand new iPhone 16 Pro, a $999 value. No purchase required. Head to winfromkim.com. Once again, that's winfromkim.com. And speaking of winning, wow. If you don't know this, I have a podcast called The Current where I get to interview some really great folks. And I ran into gambling guru Brian Christopher. Now, he has built this amazing online empire streaming his gambling activities. He has close to 650,000 YouTube subscribers. He's really big. Now, here's the deal. We're talking about real money. This is not pretend money. And every single day, people tune in to see how much Christopher is going to win or lose. So how in the world does someone build a lucrative business out of gambling and losing real money? Well, here to tell us how to make this magic happen is Brian himself. Hi there, Brian.
Hi, Kim. How are you?
Excellent. So, tell us a little bit about what you do on your channel.
Absolutely. I play slots for a living. Basically, every single day of the week, we have a new video that drops on our YouTube or Facebook pages of my gambling adventures playing slot machines, either by myself or with a group of fans that join me on the road at events as well.
Okay, so the real casinos, you have to get their permission, right?
Absolutely, yeah.
And so you go to a real slot machine. Now, do you have any insider secrets like on how you pick a slot machine that's like, this is going to win?
I wish it was that easy. I mean, unfortunately, there is no skill to winning a slot machine. The biggest skill you got to learn is knowing when to cash out when you're up a little bit. That's the number one key you got to learn.
And so, because the whole propensity is like when you win a little bit, it's like, okay, I just won like $5 or $10 or $50, $100. So I'm just going to keep pulling that arm or hitting that button just again and again until finally you just start seeing it like dwindle, 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 dwindle. So what's your rule of thumb? When do you cash out?
What I tell my followers is if you're up $1, you've already beaten the system. Take that money and run. I don't follow the dollar one per se, but if you're up something, say if you're up $100, feel free to give it another $20, see if you can get something else. I follow the 3 backup spin rule often as well. Do 3 more spins and then we're out. Take that money and run to the next one.
And then what if you're losing?
Well, the way that slot machines are designed, right? There's no such thing as a cold machine or a hot machine. It's all up to the timing of when you press that button that determines what's going to happen. So you could do 10 spins in a row where they're all losing. You hit absolutely nothing. And the only person that you can blame is yourself because you press the button at the wrong time. You don't actually know when that random number generator is going to hit the correct number, though. So if you're on a losing streak and it's affecting you negatively, then just get off. It's better to clear your head. But because I understand how slot machines work, I mean, that 11th spin could be a jackpot. The 12th could be a jackpot, too. The 13th could be a jackpot, too. Usually it doesn't work that way, but, it could be hot, could be not. But it's all up to your timing in the end.
Brian, that's really interesting. What about the rumor that the machines that are in the high traffic areas, that they are more likely to have winners because this way people are like, oh yeah, I just won $100. Yes.
So people do think that the seats at the very corners, the ends as opposed to the ones in the middle of a row are going to pay more frequently. The truth is it does and it doesn't. The payback percentage on both of them are exactly the same. But just like when you're on an airplane, nobody wants to sit in that middle seat, right? Everyone wants to sit on the end. So obviously the ends are going to actually have more jackpots going off because more people actually sit there. But your odds remain the same.
So when you did your first video, Why and how and what were you thinking?
To be honest, I have no idea. I have an acting background. I'm from Canada, and I had just moved to the U.S. I had an acting YouTube channel with a whopping 14 subscribers, and I was going to Vegas for my very first time ever. And so I looked on YouTube to find out what casinos to go to, what games to play, and I found a few people that posted videos of themselves playing, and I thought that'd be kind of fun to do. So I recorded a few videos. I posted them over the course of 3 days in a row on my acting channel, and then I stopped. I was never planning to upload another video ever again. To my surprise, though, by the end of that week, I had like 1,000 subscribers, and people were asking when the next videos are coming out. It exploded so fast for me. I got really lucky at it. And now I've been doing this for 7 years. Like you said, we have over 600,000 followers on YouTube, over 700,000 on Facebook as well, and every other channel, of course, we're part of too.
So what's the most you've ever won and what's the most you've ever lost?
Oh gosh, I hate that question.
I know. I'm sorry.
It's all good. So the most I've ever won on a physical slot machine is around $33,000. If you're talking about playing online slots, I got lucky enough to hit $250,000.
Oh my gosh, you're
ago.
kidding. Wow.
Legitimately. Yeah, that was earth shattering. But as you know, it's a losing sport in the end. So
Yes.
we give it back. As far as my biggest losing day, it was like kind of like a birthday weekend. I think I lost about $25,000 that weekend. I probably lost about 30 maybe some weekends. When I go to the casino, I am just pumping out videos. I'm filming because we upload 7 days a week. We go live a few times a week. Plus, we do another 5 videos of playing online slots. So there's
That's
a lot
a
of money
lot.
going into these.
That's a lot of
absolutely.
videos. And so you have turned this into an honest to goodness business, right?
Absolutely, yeah. We employ 10 employees at our company as well, and we just launched our new website, fliptheswitch.com, which is I'm very proud of it. It's like the very first site of its kind where we're really demystifying slots and casinos, online gaming, sports betting, everything. We pump out 2 new articles a day. And we have a really great section where people can ask us their questions about how slot machines work or how jackpots work, or like the questions you were asking me before about, does a certain seat pay more? We pump those out every day now too, so people can learn more about the process. And people are scared to play online. People are scared to even play at a casino. They think that, they're flipping a switch and making you lose all of a sudden, right?
Yeah.
That's where the name came from, fliptheswitch.com, is because we want the players to feel like they have the control instead.
So why do you think people like to watch you gamble? Why is that?
It's when you think about it, it sounds stupid. Who the heck would watch someone else gamble? Why wouldn't you just do it yourself? But when you think about it, the number one channels on YouTube are little kids playing with toys that other kids watch play with toys. It's other gamers playing online games. And I'm like, why wouldn't you just play your own game? But when you watch it, you really get drawn in. You get sucked in. You feel like you are that person sitting in that chair. You feel the excitement. When I do a live stream, we have over 10,000 people in the chat watching at once at the casino, and they're all chatting back and forth like, "Oh my gosh, did you see that?" It's really fun. It's really exciting, and it's no different than those examples I gave, or just like sports. Why watch football? Why wouldn't you go play it yourself, right? Same idea.
Well, Brian, congrats on all the success. Once again, what's the channel?
Brian Christopher Slots.
Brian Christopher Slots. Go ahead, check it out, folks. I think you're going to love it. Brian, best of luck to you, and I hope you win big.
Thank you, Kim. Hope to see you at the casino.
You got it. All right. That was super interesting. Maybe I'll try my luck next time. So if you want to hear other interviews like this, just tap into my podcast. It's called The Current, powered by Kim Commando. It's available wherever you get your podcasts. Hey, if you've got a teen girl in your family and she's on social media, I want you to make sure that you really pay attention to skincare routines, even 11 and 12-year-olds, because they're buying this junk on social media, putting it on their skin, thinking that it's not going to age their skin. It's going to do quite the reverse because they don't have the buildup in their bodies yet because they're young girls. So just pay attention to what they're buying, they're using on their faces. All right, coming up, the top 5 words that are used in email scams. I have to pass this along to make sure that you're not taken ever. That's still to come here on the Kim Commando Show. All right, you can't cancel your credit card to cancel a subscription. What does that mean? I'll explain. And then also we have a secret Facebook setting to hide all those past posts. And before we get to that and your phone calls, let's talk about 3.4 billion scam emails are sent every single day. That's over 1 trillion a year. So that's 125 scam emails for every person on earth. Wow. Cyber criminals are working overtime. So how do you spot the tricks? Well, it's all in the details. This company called Zero Bounce, they looked into it and they found the top words used in scam emails ranked by how often they show up and the damage they cause. The top one, the word money, as you might expect, and 83% infection rate for there. Other words to watch out for: investment, credit, billion, and the last one, free, shows up a lot. So make sure that you're on the lookout for those. Let's see. We have Judy in Columbia, South Carolina. Hi there, Judy.
Well, I got a note supposedly from Experian, one of the credit bureaus, and it says, Judith, view your email address alert. They found my email on a breached site on the dark web, and it says click to find out more. Mm-hmm. And I'm wondering how would I know if it's really
legit, right?
Or if it's a scam?
Well, that's the hard one. I would say that your email address is for sale on the dark web. You know why? My email address is for sale on the dark web. I mean, okay. Everybody's email address is for sale on the dark web. There's a website you can actually go to, is Have I Been Pwned. That's Have I Been, and then PWNED, haveibeenpwned.com. And that's where it will tell you can just type in your email address and say whether or not you've been part of a breach, if your password's out there.
Great.
So, if you're not sure, like, this is really legit, that it came from Experience, hard for me to look through the phone line and tell you whether or not it is.
Okay.
But you can look at all the classic signs, make sure the from address is from Experian. But even then, it's really hard now because about 8,000 domains have been compromised, and big names. And so it looks like it's a legit email from somebody that you're doing business with. I mean, do you have an Experian protection account?
Actually, I do, because my data was hacked from a Social Security leak or something else. So this is a new one that it's my email.
Yeah, so I mean, you can click it, and you're not going to get anything bad just by clicking it, but just don't start entering a whole bunch of information.
Okay.
But in case you're really wondering, you can always call up Experian, or you could just look at that website, Have I Been Pwned. Once again, that's Have I Been, BEN, PWNED. Pwned is kind of a hacker type of term that means that your data's been compromised. But I will tell you that I'm on the list. I think every American's on the list. I think the guy has 22 billion records or something like that there. So it's just a matter of the way that we're living now, is that things get sold, things get breached, and we just have to always be on the up and up and always be on alert. That's really what it's about.
Hey, speaking of privacy, if you're on Facebook, there's one setting that I want you to check. It has to do with all of your old posts on Facebook and who exactly has access to them. It may not only be your friends who can read every single thing that you posted, but instead anyone on the internet, that's right, could have access to your profile. So what I want you to do is take just a moment to make sure that your past Facebook posts aren't visible to just anyone who just comes across. Here's how you do it. You go into your Facebook account settings, and then privacy tools, and then settings. And then you want to look for something that says limit the audience for old posts on your timeline. Again, limit the audience for old posts on your timeline. Here, Facebook will change anything that you shared publicly or with friends of friends or whatever it may be to be accessible only to your immediate friends. And with all the scammers and trolls online, it's just a smart move to make sure that you lessen that digital footprint. And by the way, you can find me on Facebook, of course, at facebook.com/KimCommando. All right, still to come, how you can't cancel your credit card in order to cancel a subscription. Does that make sense? Yeah, I'll just hang with me. I'll tell you what that means here on the show. All right, let's go back to all the phone calls. Ken in San Bernardino, California.
I have a question about these chat bots that are sort of replacing Google search. How do we know they're not giving you a paid advertisement in response to your questions?
You know what? That is an excellent question. It really is. What makes you think of that?
Well, it just seems to me that they could, they're out to make money. So if you ask one of these chatbots, what's the best car to buy for college kids? How do you know they give you a real answer and not a paid ad from a car dealership?
Well, I think it's coming. I don't think that we're quite there yet. But I foresee a time in the not too distant future where you do say, I want to buy a car. I'm looking for, say, the best wrench, or what color paint should I put this room, where you're going to have a list of options to buy things along the way. I don't think we're quite there yet as far as getting sponsored posts, but it's not unrealistic that if you were to type in a car or vacation at whatever it may be, is that you do see ads around whatever you're searching for. And in addition to that, you do have sponsored posts and you do have sponsored products. But for right now, I don't see that as an issue. I mean, they're still trying to figure out how to make sure that if somebody says, show me George Washington, that it's not an African American, right? I mean, they've got a lot of issues with AI spilling out bad information, misinformation. And so they need to get their whole arms and around that whole issue. In addition, the AI being biased because of the way it's being programmed. I mean, there are just so many different complications right now, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so what has your experience been with AI?
Well, I use the Microsoft thing. What's it called?
Copilot.
Yeah, Copilot, thank you. And the answers are pretty good. They're not quite as deep as I would like to see, but I do get the sense that I might be being shoved advertising.
Not quite yet. Not yet.
Yeah.
It sounds like you mean that you're looking for it, but it's not quite there yet. But it is coming, as I mentioned. You know, you might want to also. I know you said use Microsoft Copilot. Every once in a while, just try ChatGPT. And in addition to that, there's one called Perplexity.ai. Have you tried that one?
No.
Perplexity.ai is another contender in this whole, like, who's going to be the greatest chatbot ever. And this one's being backed by the likes of Google and also Jeff Bezos. But what I like about Perplexity.ai is that it seems to be the accuracy is a little bit better, even though I'm paying $20 a month for ChatGPT. But the other thing to keep in mind, too, is that when you're using any type of these AI chatbots, is that your results are really directly related to how good the prompt actually is that you actually fed it, meaning that you have to give it the right information. So, like, for example, if you are in the market for a car, you have to say, I'm a consumer looking for an automobile in this price range, and these are the most important factors to me when choosing a car. And I want you to be an automotive expert and consultant and help me decide which of these cars might be the best. Give me your top three. And then you just keep asking it questions after questions after questions. And I know sometimes you're like, yeah, but it still didn't quite get it right. Well, that's because we are still in the infancy. I want you to think of this whole era of AI where we are right now as if it were 2007 and the first iPhone came out. And we were sitting there going, wow, this is different. This feels different. This looks like the future of what it could be. And it was. And that's where we are with AI right now. What we have with AI right now is nothing compared to what it's going to be 3, 5, 10 years from now. Hey, Ken, thank you for your call today. Let's see. We have plenty of time for another call. David in St. Petersburg, Florida. Pleasure to have you with us.
I've had a digital camera for about 20 years now. Not anything fancy, not the $30,000 Nikons or something like that. But, you know, I've been taking pictures for a long time. And I was sort of looking through all my storage. I've got a couple of computers, and they have hard drives. And then I have sort of portable backup drives and things like that. And I looked through it, and I found out I've got 155,812 photos.
Oh.
Okay. And what it is most of them are backups of copies or copies of backups or all these things, but you can literally fill up a whole sheet of the Windows file manager with the same photo. And I'm trying to find some sort of automated software that would eliminate all these duplicates and just get it down to a manageable amount of storage space and stuff like that. Ideally, it would be something where it would take the original photo and then also copy off to one of the backups and a copy off to the backup and maybe throw a picture up on the cloud or something like that.
Well,
And
let's
I don't
talk about
know.
how to clean it up first, okay? Because that's our first step, right?
Okay, yeah.
Because, you sitting there going picture, keep, delete, keep, delete, keep, delete.
Right.
I mean, I don't know how old you are, but that's going to be like, I don't know, you had 20 years worth of photos. I'd say at least another 10 years getting rid of the dupes. I mean, so we definitely...
Well, I understand. I mean, and I don't take pictures of my meals at restaurants and things like that. I'm not one of those people.
Well,
so I think maybe I could have maybe 2,000 photos, but that's not even, it's a little over 1%.
Yeah.
Or
Well,
maybe I have twice that, but you see what I'm saying?
No, I
It's
totally get
so
where you're
many.
coming from, because this is a common problem. It's not just with you, it's everybody, especially when you start looking at all these different type of backup mediums, and you have backups of backups, and then and then it's like, oh my gosh, what do I do? Because it's just get overwhelming. It's like, because way a long time ago, sounds like you remember when we'd have like 36 exposure film and that's all you got. Okay.
Right. I know. I mean, some of these are like little, they're tiny, 72 DPI and they're 5x7 sort of, because that's what the camera at the time did.
Exactly. So let's talk about the software. What you're going to get is a program called Duplicate Cleaner Pro. And it's really easy to use. But I think what you're going to like about it is that the Pro version, it uses a little AI, and it will actually analyze the actual image content. Okay. See, some of the duplicate photo finders, it'll look for like the same file name, the same file size, the same date. Okay. But because you got multiple days and multiple years where you've been backing all this stuff up, it may be the same picture, but it's can't find it because it's only going on that certain criteria.
Well, also, I had a hard drive crash, and so I did a recovery from that, and it grabbed most of those photos, but then it didn't name them the same thing, and it didn't record the date the same, and all that kind of stuff. So
It's
I can
just
see
a
how
mess.
the AI would help.
It's a mess, is what it is. It's a mess. Okay, so you could use that. There's also, there is another tool called Visipix, VISIPICS. You might want to try that. Both of these have trial versions, so you might just want to download both and put it on a folder and see which one actually works the best for you. So you're going to look at Duplicate Cleaner Pro and Visipix. And by the way, there's a tool from Microsoft that's free for Windows called SyncToy. It's been around forever. And it will help you keep these directories in sync. So you might want to take a look at that. But also keep in mind, some of these programs, they want to do it all automatically for you. Just make sure that you select the option that you can actually review them one by one if you want to. Then I'm not saying that, if you need to, if you want to. By the way, if you're on a Mac, the new Photos app that you have on your Mac and on your phone, by the way, it actually has a duplicates folder. Now, you may be unaware that this even exists. And so if you have never looked, I did myself when it first came out. I haven't looked at it for a while, but when it first came out, I think in the spring, I had like 3,000 duplicate photos. And I admit, unfortunately, there were some duplicate photos of like spaghetti dishes and ramen noodles. So if you're on a Mac, make sure you check that. For everybody else, again, Visipix Duplicate Cleaner Pro. Thanks for your call today, Dave. All right, let's talk about always staying tech ahead. I love that you listen to the show. I love that you get the podcast. But if you are not getting my free daily newsletter, you're just missing out big time. Every single day, I deliver to you a quick 5-minute read that goes through the top tech news. I give you tech tips, and there's some, bad dad jokes just thrown in there to make you smile, of course. And over 650,000 people get my free newsletter every single morning. And you know what? You should too. It has a 98% positive rating. Wow. Think of other things in your life that might have a 98% positive rating. Yeah, not too many, right? So here's what you need to do. Go to getkim.com. Once again, that's getkim.com. Sign up for my free newsletter. If you don't like it, you can always unsubscribe. It's not a big deal, just one click to unsubscribe. But you're not going to want to do that because after all, it's so important for you to have the latest tech know-how in today's digital world because everything that we're doing right now is tech and AI. And if you just want to stay where you are, then don't get the newsletter. But if you want to get ahead and stay with the times, you really need it. Once again, that address is getkim.com, getkim.com. All right, still to come, a mistake that people make when they're canceling subscriptions here on the Kim Komando Show. You know, the average American spends about $1,000 a year on subscriptions. So you might be thinking, I'll just cancel the card on file and all my work is done. I don't need to do anything else. No. Banks automatically update your payment details when you get a new card. So if your subscription was billed to the old card, it's just going to transfer to the new one. And this is often done to keep you from missing any auto payments. It's convenient, but it's just not going to work that way. Hey, just a reminder, I'm giving away a brand new iPhone 16 Pro, $1,000 value. Make sure that you enter to win. I want you to win. Go to winfromkim.com, winfromkim.com.